Hi everyone!
What's up everyone?
Hello!
Hello!
Having had one of these, and 3 of these, and now one of these, we're not experts, but we'd like to think that we know a little bit about weaning and eating and food and how to introduce food to our children. So this vlog is going to be some top tips about weaning, how to make it a bit easier. We haven't got all the answers, we're not experts as I said, but I think it's harder to get the kids to eat the right stuff as they get older, but at the beginning it's actually quite, I wouldn't say easy, but it's rewarding, and however much effort you put into it at the beginning is how easy it is.
Things that I have learned as a mum to 5 children, to 5 children is
Start filming it.
Is that every child is completely different. Henry was really easy and he basically ate anything. The girls are more of a challenge. I think also that sat with us because they were so tiny. They gagged a lot, it scared us. We were worried about them gaining weight because they were so small birth weight.
Hang on,
and
Jimmy wants food.
Yeah, as you can hear, he absolutely loves food. Whatever you give him, whatever you put in front of him, he will eat. So, but I think in a way we've still done the same things to each of the children. We've still peeled and baked and pureed our own food, whether it's carrots, parsnips, bananas, whatever it is. But we've also used pouches for ease. You know, when I'm at home I try and do the bits at home, but sometimes it's not always easy. So we just use a pouch as well, which is just as good sometimes.
I think you've got to do what works for you. I think that one of the scariest things is when you first start giving them food and they gag and they have to get their gag reflex sorted. So that is really scary, especially with Henry. We were like, is he choking? Is he choking? And now with Jimmy, we're like, yeah, he's all right.
He's all right. I mean, all the kids are like, Mum, and I'm like, he's fine, he's fine.
But
I think you have to learn that. Like,
interestingly, the 3 girls were brought up, you know, identically, obviously.
Yeah.
They were all given the same food at the same times, and they all like completely different things. They don't like certain things. We struggle to get them to eat sometimes, you know, and it's not easy. But I'd say top tip number 1 from me would be that it can sometimes take a child, a baby, up to 10 times to actually like the taste of something. So if you give them a mashed up parsnip, then let's be honest, they're probably not really going to like it in the same way.
Unless you're Jimmy.
They're not going to like a carrot. But if you give them a mashed up banana, then they're probably going to like it, because of course they will, because it's sweet.
Nice and sweet.
So if you try something a little bit bland or a little bit boring, like a vegetable, as opposed to a fruit,
broccoli and cauliflower,
they're not going to like it. They're going to probably spit it out, and you're going to go, well, they don't like that. But it can take up to 10 times for them to actually get the taste for that. And the reason why I know that is because and this isn't an advert for Ella's Kitchen, but I do work with Ella's Kitchen, and I've done a lot of work with them to understand what happens with the children with the weaning, and the nutritional experts that they've got there. So we do kind of know that that's a fact. So top tip number 1, pursue, don't give up. Like I say, 10 times before they might accept it in their mouth and eat it. So stick with it.
So keep going, basically. And when they say 10 times, that's 10 separate occasions, not 10 spoonfuls. That is, try a little couple spoonfuls, they spit it out, I don't like it, retry it again the next day for lunch or whatever, and just keep trying it. And then I suppose it's an acquired taste that they just get used to eventually.
Food. There you go, Jimmy.
So these are just carrots that are raw that we've got in the fridge. This is just what we do. This isn't what you should do. This isn't how weaning should be. This is just how we do it in our family. And everyone's different, no judgment. Whether you bake everything completely for fresh or whether you use it from a pouch, that's your choice as a parent of what works for you. We like to do a bit of a mixture. We do baby-led weaning as well as spoon-fed weaning, which, if you don't know what that means, spoon-fed is you puree it up and feed it with a spoon. Baby-led is when I'd cut the parsnips into strips and I give him the strips and he picks it up and has it himself. So yeah, there's a real mixture, and we're going to show you a few tips. Some raw carrots, when he's teeth in, especially nice and cold from the fridge, and he loves to just sit and chew on them.
So we've given him, like we've had spaghetti bolognese, we literally chuck a few bits of spaghetti, bit of mincemeat, and he has it. If the girls have tuna thins and things like that, the little thin bits of bread, give that to him. Toast in the morning, cut the crusts off. Just give him what you eat, basically. And there's not one thing so far that he's turned his nose up on, is there, boy?
No, he loves everything.
So, another top tip for you, and this is another thing that I didn't realise was so important. Try and start with vegetables as opposed to fruit, because like I said earlier, you know, they're going to like fruit because it's sweet, and they're probably going to be a little bit less into vegetables. So if their palate starts with fruit, then it's going to always want that sweetness. So start with something, carrots, potatoes, that sort of stuff that's a little bit more kind of earthy and not sweet. And also don't reward the fact that they've eaten vegetables with fruit, because that is implying that the vegetables are the main course that no one likes, and the fruit is the sweet, the pudding, and you're rewarding them with something sweet for eating that, and that makes their brain think that the vegetables aren't very good. So, you know, make sure that it isn't like we would have, you know, your roast dinner followed by apple crumble and custard. Don't necessarily do that. So maybe do it the other way around. Maybe just keep with the veggies to start with, so that their palate really starts enjoying the vegetables.
Yeah, so for example, we would never eat carrots for breakfast, but why can't you give carrots to them for breakfast? Basically, you just give them whatever it is, because they have never tasted these foods before, so it's all completely first foods for them, all their first taste. So I think like carrot is always good to start with. Broccoli, cauliflower, parsnips, you know, anything like that, and then start mixing the flavours together. Who wants more? Start mixing the flavours together, and then just get used to it. Things that we also do is things like banana. We will just, I'll show you a little trick of a banana actually. It splits into 3, and that's really good. It puts them into fingers, and you can just give it straight to them. So I'll show you that now. One of the tips I wanted to show you about a banana was when you peel it, when you're doing baby-led weaning, so this is something you can do wherever you are, whether you're at home or whether you're out. You don't need a knife, you don't need nothing, just take your banana and it's easy. So, I'm going to show you a little trick. So you peel the banana like normal. Take a little bit off the end, no one likes that bit. And then, see the middle? If you put your finger in the middle and push, see it starts to branch off. And then push your finger through. See it's gone into 3? If you do that the whole way down, it breaks up into 3 bits. Now, I don't know about you, but when I found out about this tip, I thought it was so good, especially when I found out about it. It was when I had the girls. So there we go. There is the banana broken into 3 segments. So when I had the girls, this was perfect because I had a perfect amount for them. And then for Jimmy, I would just then break that in half, and then that's like enough for them to just pick up by hand and put in their mouth. So that's a really, really useful tip. If you're out and about, if you're at home, wherever you want to be, break the banana, finger down the middle, squash it all the way down, and it just opens up into 3 segments. And then they are the perfect size for a child for baby-led weaning. So another good tip for you guys is a baby will stop eating the food once they are full. So once a baby is hungry, they rah in their face, can't wait to eat. But once they have come to that point where they're like, I'm done now, I've had enough, they will just stop, and they will quite happily just refuse anything else that you give them. Not like us adults or even older children that see the food with their eyes and go, oh, what's that? Oh, I love chocolate, or I love cake, or I love pasta, I'm gonna eat the whole entire plate. Even though you're full up, you still eat it. Well, I do anyway. But as a baby, they just stop. They know that once they are full, once their belly's had enough, they will just stop. So that's quite an interesting fact to have. And like we said previously, that one day they may eat loads, the next day not so much, because maybe they've had too much milk that, or not too much, but they've had more milk that day. The next day they may eat more. It's just a balance. You just got to kind of work with it, but be led by the baby. And on an interesting note, being like, I'm breastfeeding Jimmy, and breastfed Henry as well up until, well, exclusively 8 months, but up to a year. And the girls, I did them only for a couple of months, to be honest, and then we went on to formula because they had to build up their weight gain. But anyway, going off subject, what I was going to say was the first year of a baby's life is actually all dependent on milk, and any food that you give a child is a complete bonus. So do not be disheartened if the baby just chucks everything on the floor, if they spit everything out. It's just them exploring and experimenting. So don't be put off by anything, because at the end of the day, the first year is only needed for milk. Look how white I look at you.
On that note, obviously I'm a guy, I don't have breast milk, but add your breast milk to the food.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's a brilliant way of bulking them up.
Yeah.
You can add it to fruit, you can add it to vegetables. You just
so a lot
hide it in there.
when you're doing weaning, you mash it up or you blend it and you add a bit of water to make it a bit smoother, basically, consistency. I always add my breast milk because I just think you're giving them that extra boost. And with the girls, I really struggled with breastfeeding, obviously all three of them together. I literally just sit and move off the sofa for like months on end. But I continue to express after I've still given them normal milk, formula milk, and I would then give them some of that, but also add it to their food. So they were still getting all the goodness of my breast milk for the first couple or 6 months into their weaning. Yeah, for 6 months to 12 months, they were getting my breast milk still. So yeah, it's a good tip to use your breast milk as part of your weaning journey. So guys, one thing I wanted to share with you, I said earlier on in this vlog that we do a real good mixture of home cooked food. As much as we can, we make purees up, or we give him our food that we're eating at the same time. And I also use pouches. So if we're out and about, we're on the go, we've gone out for lunch, we've gone out for the day, pouches are really good. Or if it's just absolute mayhem in the morning or in lunchtime or dinner time and we're just like, haven't got around to doing anything, we're like, quick, just give him a pouch because he's hungry. We use Ella's Kitchen because I just think they're really good, they're organic, and we've just always used them for all the children. But they do a really good different ranges. So for example, you know, you can get chicken casserole and things like that for main meals. Sausage and mash, you get cheesy pasta, a real good mixture. It always has loads of vegetables in as well. And these are the ones that he loves, these are fruit pouch ones. But they also come with like sweet potatoes, broccoli, carrots. And then you've got apples and prunes. Good tip for you, another tip actually. God, we've got so many tips. Another top tip is prunes. If your child is struggling to go to the toilet, it's been a couple of days, you can tell they're a bit blocked up and they need some help, Ella's Kitchen prunes pouches are proven to work, trust me. Give them a pouch and I guarantee by that night, there's no more trouble, let's just put it that way. So anyway, we use Ella's Kitchen pouches. We really like them. They're good for on the go and they're useful. A few more things I wanted to just share with you. We use this type of spoon to start off with weaning. It's a really soft tip, silicone one. So then when they kind of bite into it, there's no hard bits on their little soft gums. So they're really good ones to use. They're from Vital Baby. And I got these ones a couple of years ago from Mother Care when Henry was born, but I'm sure they sell these sort of things on Amazon or other places. But
God bless Mother Care, eh?
I know. R.I.P. Mother Care. But the reason we have these ones are really good. So you have these little ledges. So when they self-feed, you're encouraging them to have yogurt or get their own food. They can't put it in their mouth long enough because obviously it's a stopper, basically. So these are really, really good ones. And then, Jimmy, you okay?
Hold on, he wants more food.
More food. Right, I'll carry on when Alex can do this. Another thing I wanted to show you. Oh, I've got my little helper now. Lottie, what colours have we got here? We've got all different colours. So these pots are really good. I got these from Amazon. So when we're doing weaning, I'm just making up some cauliflower, parsnips and carrots. I'm going to blend them all up into add some of my breast milk, and then I'm going to just make little tiny pots up, so we're like snack pots. Oh, they all want to help now. We've got all the helpers, yay! Right, so whose is the orange? No one's. Anyway, so these little pots I got from Amazon as well, and they're perfect size for when a child is first starting to do weaning, because they are just big enough to have one portion in. And if you make a massive batch up of them, obviously they can just go in the freezer. You get one little portion out, put it on the side, defrost it, and let the child have it later. So yeah, so these are the little pots that we've got.
This blue one's like mine.
Is that your one? So they're really good. So we've got a whole bundle of them. So here we are, everyone's joined us. Everyone wants to sit up on the top.
So we're full of tips obviously today. It's a tip bonanza, but my final tip of the day would be, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't, because you see your friends giving their child, you know, homemade spinach and broccoli pinwheels that they've made a batch of, and you can't because you're struggling and you're giving them a pouch. That's cool. Like, there's no right or wrong. You know, the girls at the moment, they are just getting better. They've started to eat a few more vegetables. When they were Jimmy's age, they ate a lot. Now they've been for a stage of eating what I'd call grey food, beige food.
Beige food.
Beige food.
Basically, they loved pasta.
They love pasta, they love cheese, they love bread. We gave them beige food for probably a year and a half, and so what? They are happy, they're healthy, they're hitting their weight targets for premature babies, well, toddlers. Henry, he's just started liking, what did you have the other night? Duck for the first time?
No!
Didn't you?
I had that second.
Oh, second
time now.
You had egg for the first time last night?
And I didn't even know.
You used to eat scrambled egg all the time, and then you refuse to eat it now because of the word egg, and then you had it last night because we sneaked it in with rice. And did you like it? Did you? Yes,
Yeah,
you did. You ate
But
it.
anyway, the point is, do what's right for you, do what's right for your kids. Don't feel pressured what your mate down the road's doing. Don't have everything mapped out to perfection. Go through it. You know, the first thing to start off with when you're really early days of weaning is a little bit of rice, like baby rice, or just a little bit of mashed up potato or a little bit of mashed up carrot. Just start it off slowly, see what happens. If it doesn't go the direction that you want it to go, go the other direction. If you need to feed them pouches for 3 months, so what? Just do what's right for you, don't put pressure on yourself, and enjoy it. It's fun. Make food fun, make it colourful, make it funny, let them hold things. Give them an apple, give them a carrot, let them explore it, because they want to build a good relationship with food and they want to know what it is. And the more colour and variety you can get on their plate or high chair tray, whatever way you want to look at it, the better, because that's what it's all about. It's about fun, it's about food, it's about colours, it's about enjoyment. So don't put pressure on yourself. What's your favourite fruit? Is it bananas or strawberries?
Strawberries. What about you two? What's your favourite fruit? Strawberries.
I think Annabella's is apple, or is it bananas?
Apple. And
What about-
Henry?
Chocolate orange!
Ah, that's not fruit!
Hilarious. What's your favourite fruit?
Let me think about it. Strawberries!
Right, good. Strawberries and bananas. Your favourite?
No, and grapes.
And grapes. You basically like all of it.
Yeah, big man. Cheese?
Cheese?
Everything that Jimmy has, he is more than happy to just try and put in his mouth.
Bit of ham there, boy.
Cut up a little bit smaller into little bits. There we go.
Red cheese.
Good boy.
Okay, I haven't got any of the red one, but this is the one.
That's it. We've got a bit of banana. We shouldn't have given you the banana first, but you were hungry, so we did. Bit of ham, bit of cheese. We're going to give him some dairy thins actually now as well. He loves them. So I've just boiled some carrots, and then we've got some parsnips and cauliflower. I'm going to do the parsnips and cauliflower together because cauliflower can be a little bit bland, and he's already tried it on its own. So now I'm going to mix them together, and I'm just going to do carrots on their own. So boil it till they become soft. Give it a little whiz. That's it.
Then what we try and do most of the time is give him that for his dinner and for his lunch. So these are just a couple of thins with the old dairy lay, a couple of bits of cucumber. So basically the same sort of thing as what we do. Yeah, mate.
Oh, he's so hungry.
There you go.
There you go. Yummy. Go straight for the vegetable fruit, doesn't he? Loves it. Yeah, it just shows because it's colourful food. This is what we are learning with the girls again, aren't we? They were so good as babies. No, he loves it. It's so nice on your teeth. So nice. And also, if they're teething, anything that you can put in the freezer to make it really, really ice cold is always good. They love that to chew on as well, which is what this thing is actually. So you get some fruit and you mush it up. So on here actually you could just put some strawberries in there or banana or whatever you want to do, and then they chew on it and it comes out through the little netting part, and they love that.
We put the fruit pouches in the freezer, didn't we?
Or yeah, what we've done, we've either done it with fruit that's turning a bit, or you know, that we want to sort of, we've got loads of bananas or loads of apples left and we think, right, let's mash some of that up and put it into the show you, into the freezer. Another trick is getting fruit pouches and putting them in. So this is a fruit pouch batch. So we literally just squeeze a fruit pouch, and one fruit pouch fits into one of these ice lolly molds, and that's really, really good. So the girls are loving these as well, and Jimmy. I've actually got some smaller version molds for Jimmy as well, because that's a little bit big for him, but the girls love them. So they think they're getting an ice lolly, which they are, but it's a real fruit ice lolly, which is great. So anyways, that's a really good trick to use, great for teething as well. That is one carrot that has done 2 of them little pots, and because he's a little bit older now, I'm doing it a little bit more rugged, not as smooth, just because I want him to get used to more lumps. So yeah, when they're little, we're doing really, really smooth, and then just start making them a little bit more textures as they get older. So this one is the parsnips and cauliflower. And he was loving it, so now I'm going to give him some of these banana fingers and let him tuck in, my little messy pup. But as you can see with Jimmy, we tend to just give him anything and he puts it straight in his mouth and loves it. There we go, straight in, no worries. Good boy. One thing to also note when your child is eating, they gag quite a lot, because obviously if they're only used to milk, that's a liquid, and then suddenly they're getting lumps in their mouth and it's something they're not used to. Are you okay? Everyone alright? Eating lunch. It's always fun in this house. When they are learning to eat, they've suddenly got these textures in their mouth that they're not used to. So they'll gag because their instant reaction in their mouth is like, I don't want that. So basically, do not panic, do not worry, as long as they're not choking, obviously, keep a close eye, keep a look at it. Never try to put your finger in and get that food out, because actually that can damage their palate and their tongue and stuff. So best thing, if they're gagging, it's a natural thing for their baby to do, and just be close, be careful, be watching it, and usually they gag and they manage to choke it up themselves. And it's just teaching them to learn to have different textures in their mouth and learn how to swallow and how to eat. So actually it's all part of the process. Cauliflower and parsnip has finally been blended. Let's have a look at it. Looks a bit like mashed potato actually. Oh,
yeah,
hold on.
it does.
It's not
It's like mashed beans.
mashed potatoes. That's a nice smooth consistency for that one.
I think that would be nice for your roast dinner.
That's going to be really lovely for him. So yeah, we're actually going to be cooking a roast dinner later. So we will give him... Yeah, you love roast, don't you?
Yeah.
So we're going to be giving him a mixture of this on his plate. Well, actually, we just put it on his high chair, but I'll just dollop some of this on his high chair, and then I'm going to give him some strips of chicken and some other little bits to nibble on as well. Maybe some raw, like some cooked carrot battens, and let him just explore.
And if you want to know whether he likes it or not,
Right, let's give it a test. This is the real test, although he's just eating his lunch. But
I probably
Jimmy,
wouldn't use his spoon normally, but you know,
that's all right.
Jim, do you want to try?
Jimmy. What do you think? That one is parsnip and cauliflower. Oh, that's a new taste for you. He's only ever had them separate, not together. Oh,
there you go.
I think he likes it. Look, he's looking for more. What you got? Whoa, yummy!
Nice.
Is that yummy? Why is this such a good boy? Such a good boy. Now that is as easy as that. So we also like to do a fruit smoothie type one. So Alex is just preparing one that we like to do for him, which is what, Alex? His favourite?
Blueberry.
Yep.
Strawberries.
Yep.
And breast milk.
Oh, and banana we're going to add.
Oh, make sure you wash the fruit though, obviously.
Yeah, always wash the fruit first. We're going to add some lovely strawberries. And we're going to add some lovely blueberries. And then we're going to add some milk of my breast milk that I have had in the freezer, that I had frozen. So I'm just going to whack that straight in there. You don't have to do, if you defrost it, it actually takes the goodness away from the breast milk, so don't defrost it. Just chuck the icy frozen one straight in there, and then the blender will just chew it up and it'll be all lovely and nice. There she goes. Pure liquid gold breast milk. Lovely. So, see how that looks when it's done? Here she goes.
You're ready for this?
Concentration on his face. So now we are going to give Jimmy a little taster of this sort of smoothie, strawberry, banana and blueberries with my breast milk. So if we should put a little dip, a little tiny dash in his little bowl, and then he can have a taster of it and see how he dips it in with his spoon. He's not trying, oh, he's gonna go straight to the house. I say, we're just trying the spoon out lately, so I wanna see if he will do it. Let Jim, put it on your spoon. Ready? Show him. Show you how it works. Wanna do it? That's it. That's how good them little spoons are, that they don't put the whole thing in their mouth. That's it. Good boy. What do you think? Oh, he's going back for more, is he?
And that's it. And then look, put that in there.
Mmm.
That nice?
I love when he holds his hands up like that. Well,
Now, Jimmy,
again, this is one of the ones he really likes, so.
Oh.
It's gonna get messy. It's meant to. If it's not messy, it means they're not exploring and having fun.
Is that nice?
I think he likes it.
Right.
That's it, Jim. Go on, you can use your hands.
That's it. Go on, you do what you want. Want some more?
Oh, straight in.
Yeah. Alright, is some hopefully helpful tips on weaning. There's a bit of baby led, there's a bit of
spoon fed.
There's a few tips in there, there's a few hints. Like I say, we're not perfect, we don't claim to be, but we have done quite a good job with the others and we've enjoyed it and they've all done pretty well. So enjoy your weaning journey, whether you've just started it, about to start it, or hopefully starting it one day. Jimmy's about to throw all the strawberries on the floor. So yeah, thanks for checking it out and see you soon.
Okay guys, this is just our tips of what we find useful. We're not claiming that we know everything, but I have so many people on Instagram asking me, what did you use first? How did you feed them? How did you do it? What did you introduce to them first? What did you give to them first alongside breast milk? So many questions. So obviously we've tried to cover as much as we can. If you have any questions, just ask us in the comments below and I'll reply to you and help out as much as I can. Or obviously head over to our Instagram and I can try and chat to you there. Alongside breast milk, just a quick note to say is, way I introduced it, Jimmy is now feeding every 5 hours on breast milk. So pretty much he has morning breakfast, he has a lunchtime milk after his nap, and then he has a milk before bed. And then he's not waking up in the night at the moment, so I'm giving him a dream feed at 11 PM at night, so he then sleeps through to his morning milk. So the way I introduced food to start with is I only started off with the morning, so a bit of baby porridge, baby rice. He now absolutely loves toast with loads of butter on. That's one of the things he really loves. So we do give him some milk at about 7 o'clock. Then we go on and let him have his toast at about 9 o'clock. He also then has his lunch a bit later, so that can consist of some little vegetables, some little cheese with ham on thins, some crackers, kind of just anything we're sort of eating, we kind of throw his way and he has it as well. He'll obviously have another milk then after his nap time, and then he then has dinner at the same time as us. Sometimes we give him a pouch depending if we're having like a curry or something. We don't want to introduce that spice to him yet. So we then, or a chili or something, so then we will just give him something a bit more plain and simple for him to just get used to. And then dinner consists of anything from potatoes to pastas to meats to vegetables to anything really. So start off slow, start off with just a morning, giving him something little small and then build up. And now we do four feeds if you include the drink feed, but 3 main feeds a day and 3 main foods a day. And one other last tip that I've just remembered why I tell you that is always, like I said, year 1 of a baby's life is just to have the milk really, and any food is an added bonus. So always give them the milk an hour before you give them any type of food, because then they are then full up on the milk. But then they're starting to get a little bit peckish an hour later, but they're not quite hungry enough to lose their rag basically and go, give me my milk. So you're just in that in-between part between feeds that you're just topping them up with a little bit of food and letting them explore. So that's another good tip, is always give them food 1 hour, also after they've had their milk, so they're not super hungry. Anyway, this one, you've done so good today. Are you eating lots of good food? And as you can see, he's very happy. He's actually eaten a lot at lunchtime. Hi! So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna take him up now and let him have a little nap upstairs. And once he's had his little sleep, or it's actually a long sleep, he has a really good one in this time of the day. Once he's had his sleep, yeah, I'll then give him some breast milk and then start cooking dinner for the whole team. What is that?
Daddy's gonna make me a smoothie.
You're gonna have a smoothie now as well? What are you gonna have in it?
But not milk. The same as that, but not the milk.
So strawberries, blueberries, bananas.
Yeah.
And you know, Henry, a little tip as a treat, if you add a dollop of vanilla ice cream,
Yeah.
it's basically like a milkshake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's for a treat.
Jimmy's waving at me.
Oh, and that's the end of the vlog, so say bye. Bye, Jimmy. Bye.
Good? It's a winner. Right.
What is it? Winner chicken dinner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Or winner, winner, strawberry smoothie dinner. Right, well done, mate.
So one of the tips I want to show you about,